We are experiencing some extraordinary times with COVID-19 and stay-at-home orders. So for everyone's safety, interviews and segments that I've had scheduled have been postponed. So get ready. The Casey Malone Show is digging into its archives and bringing you some of our greatest hits. Enjoy, stay positive, and then I'll be working on some new recipes and lining up some new segments. And we will be back with you very soon with some new programming. Please stay safe. Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today it's a classic segment with my niece at the Oh Wow Children's Center, and I prepare an excellent stay-at-home meal, Chateau Giuseppe. But first, a favorite segment of mine, the McKinley Memorial in Niles.
You asked for it, now it's here. Casey Malone's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Get down from the archives of The Casey Malone Show.
Right here on Main Street in downtown Niles is where you'll find the McKinley Memorial Museum and Library. It is something that I have taken for granted. I've driven by it hundreds, if not thousands of times, and have yet to visit this national monument loaded with interesting history, beautiful architecture, well-kept grounds. Let's go inside and find out more about this memorial that honors our 25th president. We are here with Patrick Finan. He is the director of the McKinley Memorial Library here in Niles. And I'm sure you've got lots of facts on President McKinley.
Yes, I do. He was our last United States president to have served in the Civil War, the only one to enter as an enlisted man and ended up as an officer. He was also our last United States president to have gone to his inauguration in a horse-drawn carriage.
You've learned a lot about the president since you've taken over the directorship.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that you really admire about William McKinley?
He was for the gold standard, so we would have a very strong dollar to support our economy. He brought the country out of a deep depression, and he was kind of one of our first modern campaign presidents. He and his cohorts started to use a lot of different tools to get himself elected president of the United States. They used buttons, umbrellas,
things that
posters,
were never used before.
Correct.
This is really such an impressive memorial. Give me the background on how it was erected.
After President McKinley was assassinated, Canton built a tomb for President McKinley's remains. Well, Joseph Butler, who had gone to school with President McKinley in a one-room schoolhouse on the memorial grounds, wanted some type of memorial to President McKinley in his hometown. So in 1910, he got an act of Congress passed that permitted him to raise the funds to build this memorial. Construction was started in 1915 and finished in 1917. President Woodrow Wilson was supposed to come to the dedication of the memorial. However, with the start of World War I, he was unavailable to come. So President Roosevelt filled in for Woodrow Wilson.
What I find the most interesting is that Joseph Butler has an endowment that pays for the upkeep and paid for the original construction. This was not done with federal dollars.
There is not a cent of federal dollars in this building. It's all locally funded and nationally funded. And the upkeep is all funded by a group called the National McKinley Birthplace Memorial Board, who owns the building and has taken Mr. Butler's funds, invested them wisely, and has kept the building up over the years.
And the Georgian marble used for absolutely everything, even the statue here of William McKinley. It's also the same that's used with the Butler Art Institute.
Correct. This was the first building that Mr. Butler constructed. This was before the Butler Art Institute.
There are dozens of busts within this memorial. What are the significance of these busts?
The busts were one of Mr. Butler's largest fundraisers to raise funds for the building. He sold the bust between $5,000 and $10,000, and so this was a way he raised money to build the building pretty much. There are a few free ones around the building The presidents are free. Governor Todd may even have been a freebie, but for the most part, when I first came to work here, I could not figure out why all of McKinley's cabinet wasn't here. Well, they didn't raise the money.
And what about this artist that was contracted to make all of them?
His name was Massey Rhine, and this is the largest collection of Massey Rhine sculptures in the United States.
When you enter the memorial, to the right is an auditorium, and to the left is the library. Patrick, what was Joseph Butler's intentions when he built this auditorium?
When Mr. Butler built the auditorium, he had about 1,000 seats in here, and his intention was that it would be used kind of as a community gathering place. Plays for the community, events that the community would sponsor, along with the fact that he hoped that there would be symposiums of national interest of the day.
Interesting fact about William McKinley, that the character, the wizard in The Wizard of Oz, is based on William McKinley.
Yes, when Mr. Baum wrote it, he wrote it as an allegory. He wrote around the time President McKinley was president, and President McKinley was supposedly the wizard. The other characters I can't remember, but they all have significance in regards to what President McKinley stood for, such as the gold standard.
Across from the auditorium is the library. Patrick, why is Henry Clay Frick so prominently displayed here?
Mr. Butler wanted to put the public library for the city of Niles in the memorial. However, he didn't have enough money. So he was going to go to New York City and stop and see Andrew Carnegie. Well, along the way, he stopped in Pittsburgh and talked to Henry Clay Frick, who had worked for Mr. Carnegie. By this time, Mr. Frick and Mr. Carnegie were enemies. Mr. Butler told Mr. Frick what he wanted to do. Mr. Frick said, "Here, I'll write you a check right on the spot for $50,000 to put the library in the memorial."
Just a block down from the McKinley Memorial is William McKinley's birthplace. And that's the whole reason we have the memorial here in Niles.
Yes, he was born on this site on January the 29th, 1843. And the library built a reconstruction of his house starting in 2002, finished it in 2003, and opened it as part of the Ohio Bicentennial. This is a dinner pail. And back when President McKinley was running for office, one of his campaign slogans was the full agent of prosperity. And a dinner pail meant that if you ate a full dinner pail when a fellow went to work, a working man, he was doing very well. So this was kind of one of the symbols of the president's campaigns for the presidency.
So tell me about the man who assassinated McKinley.
Leon Czolgosz was born in Michigan, around Detroit, and worked at one of the steel plants up in Cleveland. He went on strike. He was fired for being on strike. He tried to go back to work under an assumed name. He was caught. At that point, he became an anarchist. So he kind of followed President McKinley around the summer of 1901. Went to Buffalo when he went to the Pan American Exposition, and on September the 6th was admitted to shake the president's hand. Mr. Czolgosz, about halfway through, came up, had his hand was bandaged, opened it up, shot the president 2 times. First bullet really didn't do any damage. The second bullet did some damage. The president immediately crumpled to the ground. He was operated on that evening, didn't really get the bullet out. He seemed to have gotten better for a few days and took a turn for the worse about the next Wednesday and died on September the 14th, 1901.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. In bringing you the local flavor of the region, I have many friends that own and work in restaurants, bars, and taverns. During this COVID-19 crisis, I'm asking that you support them through carry-out orders. On WFMJ.com, there is a complete listing on the restaurant carry-out and delivery guide. Your continued support of these businesses is necessary to ensure that they will be here for us when this crisis is over.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for over 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may face. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court, and remember, There are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at elizabethbernardlaw.com.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service, independent insurance agency. We work with several insurance companies to offer you choices for your insurance needs. We'll find the right product at the right price. Personal, business, farm, life, trust Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important, we'll take care of the details. Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living.
Si hablas predominantemente español, te ayudaremos a aprender inglés. Ven a trabajar para nosotros.
Well, today I'm going to make something that everybody is going to love. And it is so easy. I don't understand how I didn't think of this sooner. Little background story. I'm at a tribe game. Before the game, Ken and I go to get a bite to eat. And on the appetizer menu is something called meatball sliders. So we order them, and all it was sloppy joes. But they didn't even taste like meatballs. So I'm like, these kind of stink. I will not tell you the name of the restaurant. And I said, you know, this would be so easy to make. So when I got home, I made my own little recipe, and I think it is delicious. It is easy, very few ingredients. And in honor of the Italian side, instead of sloppy joes, I am calling them Chateau Giuseppe. You like that? Chateau is sloppy in Italian. So let's go over the ingredients list. You are going to absolutely love these. They're so easy and way easier than making actual meatball sandwiches. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of meatball mix, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 cups of your favorite tomato sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/4 cup of fresh basil cut into ribbons, a package of slider buns or sliced Italian bread, grated Parmesan cheese or sliced sharp provolone cheese. Of course, I'm a huge fan of garlic. And even though there's garlic in my meatball mix, I want to make sure I have enough. So I've warmed this olive oil over medium heat, and now I'm going to take the 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced, and I am just going to cook this for a few minutes until it's golden. And now I'm going to add the meatball mix to the pan. And it's just like ground beef, so you just keep breaking it up. You want it to brown all the way through, and you want it to get crumbly. So just keep breaking it up as it cooks. And I'm not doing this over high, I'm doing this over medium, so it'll cook properly. Well, as you can see, there's hardly any fat or grease from this meatball mix. And it's all broken up nicely, so it'll be easy to serve. And now I just add sauce. And I'm gonna mix this up. See, it's just like a sloppy joe. It'll get thickened up as it mixes up with the meat. And it's a good time to add the oregano. Now again, if you like your sauce just the way it is, but I always like to kick it up a little bit of a notch. and add some more flavorings to it. So we'll just let this cook down and thicken up a little bit. It'll just be a few more minutes. And then we'll top it with some fresh basil. So it really pops. Well, after just a few minutes, this has really thickened up nicely. I love fresh basil in anything Italian. So I chopped off some fresh basil, and I'm just gonna stir this through because I don't wanna lose any of that fresh flavor. Turn this off and just mix this through, and this is ready to serve. Well, how easy was that? It tastes just like a meatball sandwich. But you didn't have to worry about all the baking and rolling. That is so good. Now, I think with Sloppy Joe's or my Chateau Giuseppe, I think a beer is in order. Sorry, Italians. I know Peroni, a lot of you like it, but I'm more with the Mexican beers. I think a nice Modelo goes well with this. Cold, crisp. This is delicious. Italian bread, I toasted my little slider, or whatever you want to put it on, hoagie bun, but this is a great recipe. So go to my website, caseymalonshow.com, and look for my Chateau Giuseppe's. You're gonna love it. Italian Sloppy Joe's. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
My basement was dreadful. Cracked concrete, chipped tiles, it was my dumping ground. Carpet, vinyl, wood don't last. Now I have Pebblestone, the best basement floor covering, made with natural stone and the strongest man-made binder. Pebblestone evened out my floor. Easy to clean, resists moisture, and withstands flooding. You will love your basement. Call locally owned Pebblestone, the best flooring system. It's not just any stone, it's Pebblestone.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
There's a new standard in assisted living.
One that combines comfort, luxury, convenience, and the highest quality expert care.
Your loved ones can experience it now in Canfield's premier senior living location.
The Inn at Ironwood offers fine dining and amenities such as a concierge, salon, housekeeping, and laundry services.
And a truly elegant setting in Canfield.
Call us for more information or visit us and take a tour.
The Inn at Ironwood, Canfield's premier senior living location.
I personally feel that Forever Mark is the best because only 1% of diamonds can even become a Forever Mark diamond.
Diamonds take millions of years to be formed in the ground, and it's not very pretty. Once you get to that inner core of the diamond, it really can give beauty and light.
Forever Mark goes beyond the technical qualities of the 4 Cs. They hand-pick diamonds that are truly beautiful.
Get real, get Kamara.
I am here with Rude the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Rain, nor snow, nor coronavirus is going to keep the Magic Tree from serving you.
Yeah, Casey, we're staying positive through this whole thing. You know, we're offering 41 craft beers to go in our growlers, our crowlers. We still have your local beers to go. We have wine to go. We're going to be open every day 11 to 8. We have 20% off for EMTs, first responders, hospital workers, gift card specials. You spend 50, get 10 free, 100, get 25 free. We also offering free kids meals with every adult purchase. So we're just basically trying to support everybody who supported us over the past, support the other local restaurants and bars also.
That's right. Just go to their Facebook page and you will see what is available each and every day. They've always supported the community, and now it's time for the community to support the local restaurants. Just come to the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery for takeout.
It's time once again for a Casey Malone Show greatest hit flashback.
Today we're here at the Roger and Gloria Jones Children's Center for Science and Technology, and I've got a very special guest, my niece Annabelle. We are going to go through and look at all the exhibits and find out more about this great museum right here in downtown Youngstown. What do you say, Annabelle?
Oh, wow, I can't wait.
All right, let's get Katie, the assistant manager, and we'll go on the big tour. Katie Seminara is the assistant manager here at Oh Wow. And we're going to start with the sound and light. What happens in this department?
Correct, yes. We are in the sound and light wow zone, and right now you're standing in front of our laser guitar. So is young Annabelle going to demonstrate what is happening?
All right, so she jumps in. What happened?
Go ahead. So, ooh.
And if she moves around, do different things happen?
You have different sounds of guitars and string instruments with this exhibit, so I'm changing it by pressing the button behind us on the wall. But this is just one example of the hands-on interactive exhibits we have here, and you can actually get inside of the guitar, which is awesome.
These are percussion tubes, and you hit them with the foam. Hey, Annabelle, why don't you play Ode to Joy for me? Would you do that, honey? Now right here, look at, this is all programmed so you can hit whatever you want to hit, from the bongo to the snare drum to the cowbell, and I always say, more cowbell. Let's do a Category 1 hurricane.
We're reporting live in several yards from this huge tornado. This tornado is going to be the hardest tornado in world history.
Katie, this is really cool. How does this work?
Okay, this is our solar bug dome. It's an original design of the museum, so we actually built this here. And what it is, the bugs are fitted with mini solar panels. So when you hit them with the light, that's what's making them move. We are, with this exhibit, trying to teach children about renewable energy sources. So very unique and very cool.
I love that. What do you think, Annabelle? I think that's pretty cool, huh?
Neat. Very neat. This thing is like a solar energy powered bugs. It's like hex bugs almost.
Now what is this, Katie?
Okay, this is our stream and erosion table here. So on that side, you can see how the water is streaming downhill, and there's different shifters there, so you can teach kids about the shifting of water, and then the Archimedes screw teaches kids about bringing water uphill. And then on this side, this is more of the erosion table. So right now we're building a dam out of our recycled plastic sand.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel that. It's made out of recycled plastic, a little bit cleaner. We used to have real sand here, but the kids like it because it looks like sprinkles.
Yeah.
And then down at this end, you can take some of the blocks up to help build the dam as well. And then we'll have Annabelle turn on our water here.
Oh, cool. Katie, this place is so much fun. What is the proper age to bring your kids down here?
Well, we say ages 0 to 14 is pretty appropriate for our mission. However, there's exploration for all ages, which I think you found out today. So adults who are bringing their children in, their nieces, nephews, grandkids, they have just as much fun as the kids do. And it's really just a well-rounded educational experience for everyone.
And what are your hours? Are you open 7 days a week?
We are open 7 days a week to the general public. They're welcome even when we have field trips or birthday parties. So the hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 4, and Sundays, noon to 4.
And could I rent this for a party if I wanted to?
Sure could. We have a room in our lower level that is, we call our function junction room. So you can have that for birthday parties. You could rent it for baby showers, your birthday party, whatever you'd like.
I would love to have my birthday party here with that water park because that thing is crazy.
You always bring an extra change of clothes when you come, or you can wear the rain gear that we provide here. So.
Well, this has been a great time, and I really appreciate you giving me the grand tour. Absolutely love it.
No problem. You are welcome back anytime. Bring your friends and family, and we had a great time with you too. Thanks so much.
So, Annabelle, what was your favorite part of the Oh Wow Museum?
I have two favorite parts, the water and the fabrics and balls. Those are the greatest things. They're very interesting because science is all very interesting.
So, thank you. I think you should have done pretty well with that green wall too. When you come back to visit, you want to come back down to the Oh Wow?
Yeah, why wouldn't I not? It's the best.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.